What up, what up, what up, people?
Hey, it's summertime.
Summertime.
You know, it's gonna harmonize.
Just a little bit of harmony. How y'all doing? How was your Memorial Day? How is your hot girl or hot boy summer starting? Why don't you tell us?
It's about to go down.
It is.
It's about to go down. And you have, of course, tuned in to the Vodka and Cognac show. We are super excited to have you. It's your girl, Mocha Soul Fly.
I ain't gonna change it. Y'all already know who it is. It's Big Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Alce Scarcione, and it's Pride Month. So I'm going to show out a little bit extra for you.
Showing out in
Just
June.
for you. Just for you.
Happy Pride.
Yeah. Happy Alphabet Mafia. Okay? Happy... I'm learning shit about us that I ain't even know was a thing, okay? So happy just be you, all right?
Yes.
All right.
That's what that is.
So what we got to do? We got to just jump right in there. Y'all know.
We're going to jump in.
Relationships. It shouldn't be. It should be relationship, but it's always some shit along with the shit.
It's always some shit, and of course we have to first hop into what's hot because we want to talk about it a little bit too.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little sliver.
You already know.
So, in my opinion, and everybody has one, I'm sure, about this Lori Harvey, Michael B. Johnson. Is that his name?
Jordan. Goddamn, get that boy name right.
He's so beautiful too.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, Michael.
He is available now since you're a cougar and shit.
You ready to get married? Anyway, so after a
long courtship. Yeah.
About a year and a little bit or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. And it was just so beautiful. And we're like, ooh, these two beautiful black people together. And it was lovely. And so we were all invested in it. Not really. I'm just being dramatic.
Yeah, you was.
No, I just didn't give a fuck. But anyway, every now and then I, hop in just a sliver. Yeah. So they've broken up. And the rumor is that he was ready to get married, which he's in his 30s. Makes sense. She's in her mid-20s.
Yeah, she's like 25.
She's like, oh, no, I'm still like doing my thing. Like, no thanks. And for one, I'm totally with her, 1,000%.
I respect both opinions.
If he wanted to get married,
right.
I feel like, and I just wonder if it's something that was discussed at the start of their relationship. It should have been. For me, I'm going to always, within the first interactions with a person, I'm like, what are you looking for? Like, what is going to be the outcome? But when you're in your 20s, you're like, oh, I am just having a good time and all that type of stuff. So I understand both points of view, but what I don't like is people trashing Lori Harvey. It's like, she a hoe if, she done dated several people that we think she done screwed or whatever. Men are fucking horrible when it comes to stuff like that. Why are you worried about what she do with her pussy? There ain't nobody worried about what you do with your dick. Why are you worried about this woman pussy? That's number one. Number two, just because now she doesn't want to be tied down or whatever the case is, or be married, be in a committed relationship, now she for the streets. Get the fuck out of here, stupid motherfucker.
To be fair,
that's how I feel.
To be fair, maybe she wants to be for the street. Maybe she wants to enjoy whatever. But the rumor also is that they're both, heartbroken, because I'm pretty sure she didn't want it to end. But I see it from both sides. I see it from your side, but I also see it from his side. So often we criticize men for just not being ready.
Sure.
So the fact that he knew that I want to be ready, and I think what's her name, Megan Good and stuff. Her they ended up getting a divorce because she doesn't want to have kids, and at some point, it's like the man is making the decision, like, hey, this is what I want, because we're trying to focus on what women want. We're both women. Focus on me. But the moment that a man is saying, hey, this is what I want, and you're not providing it to me, and you don't have any plans, we don't have any steps to work towards it, then we're walking away. Yes. And you're saying, you're making a honest an adult decision to say, we're gonna part ways because it's not working. But of course, the masses have all their opinions. We're looking at them going, "Oh, that's a good goddamn man, Savannah." So, like, why would you do that?
Fuck all of that. Because at the end of the day, if you're not ready, you're not ready. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. And don't get me wrong, I support him too. I've been in a situation not too long ago where I'm like, oh, okay. You were in a long relationship. You haven't been out of it that long. Yeah. Whatever's happening in your life, you're not ready to commit. Whereas I am ready to find my partner. And I'm like, okay, I respect you 1,000%. And I also honor me. So, okay, we're not on the same page. Yeah. So it's okay to be cool, be amicable, make your split, go your way, they go their way. I think that's okay. Like that is like a part of life. But what I ain't finna do is let these dusty, rusty ass, busted ass men
you leave them mama boys alone.
Like it's something wrong with her just because she doesn't want what we may see as an awesome man. So fucking what? If she ain't there, that don't mean she gotta. But it could
also
ready.
It could also mean that maybe they just weren't compatible because again we see all of the beauty of relationships. We don't see how they navigated through conflict.
Exactly.
We don't see that maybe
for each other.
Maybe the sex wasn't good. We don't know. It looked like it was.
Oh, well, I think after a year, I would have liked to see it.
But again, you also got to deal with the fact that they were in a relationship during, COVID and situation, which we always say that COVID made or break it.
Yeah. Everybody back outside now, so it's a little bit.
Yeah, like we outside. We don't give a fuck about COVID.
Who got into relationships during COVID and now they're like stuck and they're like,
that gotta suck though. You just spend all this time in the house with this nigga and now you just done.
Now you want to go outside and you
go outside and he mad and shit every time. I'm out of here. I feel you.
But that isolation, like you think about before COVID, if you were in a relationship, you wanted to be with that person. Like, I wish I could spend more time with you. Right. And then I'm just thankful and grateful. I'm just like, there's some people that we would have fought inside. Facts. Like, just because you got to think about that, you're in the house all the time. So maybe it was too much time being spent. So is that a thing that maybe too much time was being spent and then you're doing things, and we were talking about this earlier, how it probably because you asked, did they have that conversation? I think what happens is it's not necessarily the beginning conversation that you have all the time. You're just here to have fun, see where it goes, and then all of a sudden you looking like, you ain't gotta have a key, but I left one under the mat. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we don't know how we got here.
Isn't that like a natural progression?
I mean, it could be, but if one person
somebody stops the shit.
Yeah,
if somebody's like, skirt.
Yeah, I'm here, ho. Like, I just think that we always talk about setting expectations right at the front, but sometimes those expectations do shift. Like, I've started many situations where you're thinking this is just not a mini. That's a gross, like, no, I'm sorry, guys.
I was going to say, hold on.
So you start something and you like, man, we're just gonna have a good time, and then all of a sudden you like, I really like you. Like, I really.
And there's also the part of it where it's like she's a part of the industry and she's dealt with so many individuals. Not to say she slept with so many. Right, but what if she's figured it out? Like, I don't have to be the prototypical, like, what y'all expect me to be. Like, I can just deal with these people and go about my business when I'm done. Why is there a standard to where I need to do anything with a bunch of fucking celebrities? I happen to be around y'all. My father is Steve Harvey. Right. You know what I'm saying? I live in this.
And her mother is Marjorie, right? Her mother. Yeah. Like that. Now think about who her mother is. Exactly. Like, her mother is like boss. Like, I think we always associate it with Steve, but you also got to give her mother credit. Her mother has raised her, and they have raised her to say, You don't have to make
You have everything.
Fuck what society says.
Yeah.
You're not in this to take anything from these men. You're not in here for none of that. So you can live your life the way you want to live it.
Devin the dude told y'all do what the fuck you want to do. That's what he said. That's what he said.
For all you niggas out there, this is how I'm teaching my daughter. Okay, this is what I want her to do. Like live your life this way.
Yeah,
like, for real.
I know that's
and have fun. I think
exactly.
Have fun because you don't want to get to yourself. You don't want to be in a like these people are in relationships and miserable, and now you're trying to find a way out or an excuse out.
Right.
But if you raise like emotionally intelligent people, I can really look at you and say, I care about you, I love you, but this is not going to work for us.
Right.
Walk away.
Yeah, I like put your big girl and big boy drawers on.
Right.
So we got that on. We're gonna keep one more topic with the relationships.
What's next?
I want to know an acceptable time for a nigga to come in the house. Okay, now I don't think it should matter whether it's a musician or not. I think we're all adults. Okay. But when is, like, for you, if your wife is out, when is the latest time before you hitting her phone like, my nigga, you forgot?
She'd have to be like, it damn near have to be the next day. Like I just know how adults kick it, and if you don't kick it a lot, like you may stay out a little later than you normally do.
Right.
If this is a regular occurrence, I'm gonna hit you like, say, my nigga, it's the third night in a row you've been out to 3 a.m. Like,
right. What's going on?
But as long as you come home, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? If it's I guess my situation is different because I just know my wife. You
right.
See?
So it's a little bit different. Yeah, it's a little bit different for me. Like we don't really have that problem.
See, I feel like we had this conversation. I think it's about communication. Are your habits like changing? Is shit out of whack?
Yeah, okay.
So just communication and that initial trust factor. Like I feel like adults should be able to be adults. Now, if it's 2, 3, 4 in the morning and we've already discussed 9 times out of 10, depending on the relationship we're in, but let's say we're in that type where I'm checking up on you. Well, in that case, you didn't already tell me where you gonna be, what you doing. Okay, I don't give a fuck. Like, but if it's a situation where you're saying you are gonna be one place and you're gonna be home around a certain time, and now it's 2-3 hours later, and I'm worried about you. If you haven't sent me a quick text, that's different. So it's like a situation and circumstance.
But I think it's coming from a couple different things. Like, you got the old grandma way of thinking. Ain't nothing open after 12, but
legs
and prisons and hospitals. Which one you in? All right. So you got that way of thinking, and you. But for us, again, because we are entertainers, I can express it so often. Like, yes, I'm telling you that I want to leave. We're working on that every day. Right. Where as long as you don't get caught up in the church goodbyes, you probably can make it home by 12. But if who you wanted to see doesn't go on until fucking 12:30, they got an hour-long set. You big kicking it out there. Right. You done went and smoked, and the DJ and probably paid the shit. Right, you gotta come down a little bit. You don't want no DUIs, no DWI shit like that.
Exactly.
But I do think it's just hey, babe, I'm gonna be here, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And that should be the end of goddamn discussion. I don't want to have to keep checking in now.
And you shouldn't have to, I don't feel like, as an adult. Like, if you have to keep checking in, you're dealing with somebody that is insecure, and then you have to start questioning other things around the relationship.
But what would cause insecurity early on in a relationship? No, let's say there's no fidelity. Let's say they've never, maybe...
But that's the person that you came into it insecure. Like, there ain't shit you can do about that.
Ain't shit.
Ain't nothing. They came into the situation like that.
That'd be half the problem, though. People feel like they can cure somebody else's insecurity by doing certain things. No.
But you cannot.
Those were there before you. Like, unless you're the cause of them, which from whatever the reasons may be, like you're not gonna be able to fix that. So
well,
that's some self-help.
Since we're talking about texting, we're gonna get on this last little topic of relationship shit. What if your boo can't spell? Like,
if she can't spell,
like real fucked up shit.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it twofold, right? Because
I'm probably gonna add a third one.
Do you even get into? do you even go all the way into? And I have an opinion on this, but do you go into a relationship
It's difficult.
When the first few interactions are
it's fucking difficult.
Very poor grammar and
they're a little
spelling is fucked up.
Do you like? And now I gotta decipher what the fuck you meant. Also, I'm gonna add to that. Probably not because, but also if you make simple words like you intentionally like misspell them, like you fuck up the whole word. It works my fucking nerves. Like, why would you take a 4-letter word and intentionally destroy it
and make it 3?
Like you didn't just add it like an emoji in the middle of the motherfucker. Like you just like, why did you put the FCUK? Like
abbreviate the if they're saying SL, it's ASL. Like,
like come on, man. You could have just said
I don't know what
bro.
you're talking about.
Like what?
I don't know what you mean. Like I am lost.
I'm telling you, it was the I am Y that kept throwing me. I'm like, what is I my?
Yeah.
What is, and then it was like, in my opinion or something like that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so if you're using this,
tickles me because it's also a generational thing.
It
like
is.
The younger kids, this is exactly how they talk. Like,
they speaking code.
They don't know proper English. What the fuck is that?
No,
they didn't go to an English class for shit.
Oh no, they did. What they did was they just remixed it, and they did what we used to do with the way we used to speak back in the day in school and shit. But now it's like complicated because they're trying to text so fast.
Because it's technology, right? So they're typing or they're texting,
right?
Or and they even. I think that's where it got us fucked up because we are used to shorthand, but we did speaking.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. We did shit like you. Y-O-U. You. Like, that's very normal shit.
Yeah, we didn't change the whole context of a word just to make it
These niggas will put you. Y-U-U. Like, you just intentionally put a fucking extra U there. Yeah, what the fuck is your problem?
So here's my thing. It depends on... Like if I'm on some cougar shit and it's somebody that's in their late 20s, early 30s talking to me.
You accepting the bullshit
I'm a little
for
more
the sake
accepting.
of?
Okay. But if they're like my age, which is what I prefer, by the way, anybody that's wondering, my age or maybe a little older even, it is... I'm a recovering snob because I used to be like a stickler, like, oh, you fucked up something very simple and you didn't use punctuation and all of that type of stuff. It was such a huge turnoff. And what happened is over time, I would say like the last decade, I've met so many people who were not traditionally trained, is what I guess I would call that, who are fucking brilliant, know exactly what they're talking about, exactly what they're doing, very hyper intelligent, but they can't fucking write, fucking, you know what I'm saying? The grammar is just fucked up. I have met quite a few people like that in my time, so I'm not as snobbish as I used to be when it comes to that. Does it still, make my eye jump and turn me off a little bit? Yes. No. But I'm not, I'm a little bit more forgiving depending on if I've spoken to this person and I understand that their intelligence just is not in. Let
me tell you what's gonna happen. Let me tell you what's gonna happen with me, because niggas who can't spell oftentimes mispronounce the words, right? Completely. So you're gonna also mispronounce the words
sometimes,
and you're gonna also misspell it. Yeah. So when we're arguing via text or in person, now you pissed off at me. Because I corrected you multiple times. Because I'm not being petty, nigga. But I want to make sure that your argument is valid. What they meant. So you can't say manipulative. Is it manipulate that you're trying to say, babe? Like,
I'm gonna go even harder. Like, your ass don't even know what the fuck you talk about. Like, I'm gonna go hard on you. Like, if we arguing and you say some dumb shit, I'm throwing it right back at you.
Cause you know when a nigga is arguing, like you trying to be like right here with it. As soon as you say some fucked up shit, I'll be like,
for me, sometimes it depends on if I'm hormonal or not. Like if I'm already extra spicy, I might be a bitch.
I'm correcting you, and you gonna say something. Really, nigga? Yep, really.
I'm gonna have to correct you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have a heart because in my mind I'm gonna look at what you texting and I'm gonna just send back the question mark. Like read what you just sent me.
You always add some other shit. That's the worst thing you can do to anybody sending a long fucking paragraph and then you put a question mark or K.
Excuse me?
Huh? Like,
K.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I can't reason with you. I don't have any understanding. I'm sorry.
We can't do shit with that. So again, just know that if you date him, well, you can't date him, but if you dating one of us, what's gonna happen is she's gonna accept your misspellings.
To a degree.
I'm going to correct you. I stopped dating a whole shorty in high school because when she wrote the letter, she said that I was her tip. And
what?
I get where you're going with this.
She meant type.
It was supposed to be type.
Type. Oh.
That stuck with me.
I'd have been like, what? Huh?
That stuck with me.
Did you ask what she meant?
I didn't. I didn't even write the letter back, bro, because, I was like, I took a chance. She was on the slow haul.
I'd have been like, tip of what? Tip. I'm your tip of the what? What are you, huh? What?
We writing letters and shit. And then, I'm having to look at this. I'm like, your penmanship is poor.
Oh, God. Yeah, it used to turn me out. Like, I would never get... Back in the day, I wouldn't get beyond, like, that.
Man,
this conversation, I'd be like, oh, they finna be left on red. I can't do it.
Yeah, so we got to get into if they white, they might. What we said we was going to do, if they white, they might.
Okay.
First of all, RIP to all the victims of every mass shooting because we've had like 3 or 4 at this point.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
it's been so many this year. I saw
we just got hot. It just got hot outside.
Man, I was listening to the Uvalde thing, and I try not to read this stuff, but I just read some stuff that the teacher that was in there was talking about.
Oh my God!
And I was like, oh, why did I have to do the kid thing? Always gets me.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was bad. So rest in peace to all those poor children, those teachers,
the people in the hospital, the black community in what was that? Buffalo. And then I think they had another one just recently. So it's just we get to a point, and I think we talk about that often of how we become numb to all of this.
Yes.
It's like you're sad, but you're like, okay,
like what can we do? What can be done? And that's partly what we wanted to talk a little bit about.
With those gun laws.
I
mean, but it goes in hand, like, because if they white, they might. They want to control guns. They want us to have all the guns, but they don't want to put the provisions in place
and
for
this is
people.
What I think needs to happen. I feel like they're.
If your ass crazy, you don't need one.
Like some other states have, and we're just talking particularly right now about Texas because this is where we are. Mm-hmm. But some of the other states do have certain things in place that make it a little bit difficult, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. For certain people, if they're mental, and I am all for putting things in place that can somehow check a person's history, mental history, mental illness history.
Yeah.
And I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have my gun license. I am a Texan through and through when it comes to that. I believe that if I want to have a tank because the government has one, I should be able to have one. This is part of my militant
this
side.
This nigga just want in her apartment complex, under the thing. She just want a tank under it, like
undercover parking.
Yeah, like undercover parking. Like
I'm talking extremes, but this is what I mean. I just feel like if one person has it, everybody should be able to have it. Within means, like I think there should be some stipulations.
There's some niggas
in place.
I don't want to see with certain things, but
I mean your criminal history, your background, your mental illness.
But then we got to talk about that too, because that black people we're getting fucked up ass charges. What about all the convicted? Yeah, what about all of the criminal charges that they're now slap on the wrist, but they're still fighting in court to get their records expunged, so they can't, they can't protect their families. They have to go back to, housing.
I mean, when I say criminal history, I mean like violent, like you done killed some motherfuckers. Okay. Gotcha. Maybe you shouldn't have
violence, or what about just simple assault? What if you didn't beat this bitch ass or beat a nigga ass? Or do you feel like
I'm just not sure about that because the system is so convoluted. You don't know if somebody is getting charged for something that was truly in self-defense. We've seen that,
Yeah, and on both sides.
Yeah,
for
on
sure.
both sides. We've seen that a lot. But at the end of the day, I am a proponent of us being able to arm ourselves because motherfuckers are stupid and crazy, and sometimes all they take is a bullet.
Yeah.
So I do believe in that, but also I do believe that there should be laws in place that makes it more difficult for children, and I mean like 21 and under, because motherfuckers are still developing, and also for people who have a history of mental illness. I think.
But I also think we need to take this shit seriously. Like, if you're gonna make certain threats on fucking social media, because I believe with the Uvalde guy, like he had made some fucking threats. If you're gonna make the fucking threats, they need to take them in consideration. Lock your ass up in whatever institution for a little while. Let you think on that and make sure that he doesn't have access. He or she doesn't have access to that. We need to start taking these threats seriously, because they always are able to go back to something that they said on some social media that alluded that this was going to fucking happen
or something.
Right.
And those children didn't do anything.
Yeah.
That they were on their way to probably a wonderful, summer. And now their parents are hurting.
Had to identify some of them via DNA.
Yeah. And
and
he was taken in, right?
Punk ass cops.
He was taken in, right? Just
I think they killed him.
They killed him. They killed him.
I think he died,
or he killed himself.
Yeah,
it was
something like that.
He either shot himself or they killed him. One of the two. After they went in, that was the other part about it. Like them not being hesitant to go in.
He was in there for an hour,
like
man.
the parents outside trying to get into the building, trying to get their kids out.
Seen that story about that parent too.
Oh my god!
How she fought through and went and got her babies. And you talk about she fought through and went and got her babies, but the trained cops didn't?
Wow.
Nah, ain't no way. I'm sorry. There's got to be somebody there that's going to have to take me out, because I'm not sitting outside this fucking building. Yeah. You could do whatever. I'm not sitting out here for an hour hearing gunshots go off inside of a fucking school. It's so crazy. Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
Oh,
I believe for a little while, and I've seen some wild shit down some YouTube rabbit holes that I've gone down dealing with quantum physics and all these other types of shits. And I think we're in the upside down for sure.
Yeah.
We in an alternate reality that's really fucking fucked up right now. Yeah. And I don't know how or when we're going to pop back.
Well, shit, again, RIP to everyone who's lost their life, who has sustained injuries. I pray that you heal. We're sending healing energy. But I do want to make sure we get back on the upswing of things. Still, if they're white, they might not always be white when we say this, but you're exhibiting white characteristics. So the man, did you see the video where I'm about to propose to my girl at the Disney World shit? And he goes to kneel down, give her the ring. He did kneel down.
He got the ring in his hand.
And she's like, and here come the Disney World worker, Disney World, Disneyland, whatever, probably Disney World worker. Like, no, you can't do that.
He took you
didn't ask for permission.
The ring out of the man's hand
and walked down the stairs
and said, "Y'all, like." The fuck?
Like, nigga, you couldn't let me just have my moment. Like, we're not gonna I don't have dancers.
How long is that moment? A minute, 2 minutes?
Like, she was already here, so we know she gonna say yes. He
took the ring and did what?
So it's like he just took he's taking the ring and leaving.
Kneeling down, right? Like this. The employee walks from over here and says, and walks down the stairs and is like,
yeah, like, you can't do this. You didn't get prior authorization. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
You little asshole. He's gonna have his karma. I hope his karma is swift.
Like, my nigga, first of all, you work at Disney World. Chill the fuck out. You're taking your job. You're taking your job too serious. I don't even think he was a security guard.
No, he wasn't. He was just an employee.
Like, you're just walking around. So I'm just like, bruh, why would you do that?
Was the person white that was proposing?
They look.
No, they look Hispanic or something.
Hispanic or something. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they were like.
It does, because I just couldn't see somebody. I'm sorry.
You saying that it wouldn't? So you said if it was white, then they wouldn't have, because the white people
or black, possibly because they didn't want that.
You're not taking nothing out of my hands.
That man was kind of like beefy.
Buff. That's true.
He was kind of beefy, so I wouldn't want to.
Was like a boy Karen. He was like really off the chain. Is what he was. He had some nuts from somewhere.
That's crazy.
Nah, he looked like a. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that because that's gonna be real kind of racist. So never mind.
Right.
But in another news, let's keep it. If they white, they might. Why these gas prices so fucking high? This is gonna tie into current events and all kinds of shit. But I feel like white people are the reasons that. Like, why am I at the gas tank? Like, I went to racetrack the other day, filled up my tank, spent $70, and then sat in the car for 5 minutes. I was like, what are we doing?
Like, what are we doing? We've never seen it like this. And I'm not going to even comment too much on it because I don't fully understand. There's always so many different schools of thought as to exactly what's happening with the economy and this, that, and price of oil and that, this, and the other. It's like, bitch, do we have to, like, is it because we're not at war with an oil-bearing country right now? What has to happen? And that's fucked up. Okay, I'm not saying that's where I want to be. I've never wanted war. But I'm just saying, what is going on right now in the economy that the gas prices are
rent
to a degree? Yeah,
rent is high.
Cannot afford to move around.
I get that, and inflation is a lot of times meant to slow people from buying shit. But how the fuck you start sending people back to work in this environment where gas is gonna be, gas is gonna be a deciding factor for some people. Getting to work, whether I go into work that day because maybe they don't have lines of credit, they don't have access to the cash.
Coming, so the whole school thing isn't as big a factor, even though for a lot of parents, they're still going to daycare or summer camp, something, because everybody's not working from home. A lot of people are. Yeah,
but a lot of people are also going back to work. These buildings,
they're opening up.
Yeah, they got to open those buildings back up. They have contracts for these, buildings to have. So I look at that as well. But, we don't know what the powers that be that are doing this with the governments, with the Federal Reserve and all of that. We just don't know. And I think the people are the issue. And I'm going to give my honest answer. I don't even think it's all the white people. I think it's all you motherfuckers who got PPP loans. You're the fucking reason. Pay the fucking money back.
Oh,
the fuck?
God.
You're the reason.
Good look on that.
Right.
I mean, we just don't know. But something has to happen at some point. I think the powers that be here are extremely arrogant, and they don't think that even people here who are extremely pacified, of course, but they don't think that there are enough people who are suffering, even though we see it. Yeah. We go to cities and places and we see the suffering. We hear our family and friends who were doing okay and okay with doing okay, who are not okay anymore and barely fucking making it, and barely able to pay rent, and prices of rent going up $400 to $600 to $800 in a year. You know what I'm saying? We know people who are going through these things, and I think the powers that be are so fucking stupid and arrogant to think that at some point the bubble ain't gonna pop and people ain't gonna be fucked up enough and desperate enough just for survival that they won't do some shit to where what we see in the
other
around
countries,
the world where people are having these uprisings because they're fucking tired of living in the conditions that they're living in.
It's too many of Americans though that are still able to live a cushiony life right now for us to have an uprising, and that's the problem. When you think about other countries,
quite pacified compared to a lot of other places.
Definitely.
But again, y'all know I don't like being depressed all the time. We always gonna keep it light. I'm gonna just create a whole different situation.
We talking about sex now?
No, not yet. Oh. I am gonna tell y'all though what we're gonna be talking about, because my black is beautiful, but we petty. That's gonna be the name of this segment. My black is beautiful, but we petty. Why is hoochie daddy shorts a topic?
I like it. I'm here for hoochie daddy shorts.
Caution, where's your shorts?
Look. Wait a minute. First of all, I don't know if y'all could hear into his mic where he if you heard some hard breathing, it was him.
He was sick of my shit as soon as I said it. Hoochie Daddy Shorts, he was about to cut my microphone off.
I think men have always worn shorts like that, but like where they've taken it though is a little bit too far. Like some of the shit I've been seeing recently, it's like way above the knee, like mid-thigh type shit. Like
I can't wait for you to show this so you can put some pictures up. I'm gonna send you some.
It's crazy.
I'm with it to a degree. Okay, listen. I'm with it to a degree. I've always been also like a thigh woman. I love men's thighs, and they ain't gotta be all super muscular and all that, because I like, just thick men too. So it ain't gotta be that they're bodybuilders or no shit like that. But I love to see men's legs too, and I think a lot of women are like that. So I like that. Now, I am going to be side-eyeing you if the shorts are too short and ain't like nothing hanging out of them hoes.
So you just want a random nut to just drop out of there, like just a ball sack
tip of a head accidentally or something like.
Wow! So we just got a tip of a saggy dick.
Here's what I'm saying: like if your shorts are that short, which I've seen some short shorts out there, doing this hoochie daddy season, and I'm like, okay, bruh is lacking, and maybe he's a grower. I don't know, but
there we go. I knew she was gonna go there. I knew we were gonna have to go.
Some of these shorts are like so short. I'm like,
short,
where's the package?
Nah, fuck that. For y'all, at this point, again, do what the fuck you want to do. Do it tasteful. Some of you niggas know that, like me. My legs is too small to do hoochie daddy shorts. I just did something the other week. Y'all had seen it. But my legs too small. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of you niggas is built exactly like me. This is not your moment, sir. Put on your regular jean shorts. Keep this shit the fuck moving, okay? Go to Shein or
don't do it.
Go get you another type of outfit. It's okay.
You ain't gotta do it.
So again, black is beautiful, but we extra as fuck. And we just gonna keep it moving right the fuck along. DL and Monique, we are beautiful. We are funny, but we extra.
Listen,
how you feeling about that? The DL.
Okay, so just I guess based on the last commentary that I've seen, Monique is absolutely right based on her actual contract, whereas DL had a memo. The wording was very convoluted, likely on purpose by the promoter. Right. And what I'm understanding, which kind of makes a little sense, is that, okay, they needed somebody else besides DL to headline this event so that people would actually buy tickets or so that it could sell out and do better, because he likely couldn't pull those numbers on his own. I think all of this was on the promoters. I think she, attacked him possibly not knowing what his role was in the situation. So I don't think she was right for that. Right. But I do understand that, especially as a woman in a generally male-dominated industry, I think you get beat up so much behind the scenes, and you try to hold your head, and you try to remain professional, and all these things. But then at some point, you're like, okay, I want to defend myself. So a lot of people, both men and women,
but she's been defending herself.
She talked too much. She did. But it's like, shit, if you don't stand up for yourself, who does stand up for you? Do I think there was a different way she would have done it? Would I have done it in the way she did it? Fuck no. But that's not my nature. I would have done it in a professional way and probably got paid from it on that. At the end of the day, I'm also, if it was a breach of contract,
we still have to also look at. Though I do feel like a lot of things that she is right about, we still ain't gonna never know which contract was contract.
Well, one was a contract, one was a memo.
I think he showed some other stuff, but I think it may have gotten taken down now. But it also goes back to, if you got the problem with every single person, you've had a problem with all these many people. At some point, it's not just the people. It's you. There's something that's going.
Or your management.
Yeah, there's something, or your attorneys. There's something that's a breakdown in the communication of what is expected of you, and what you should be expecting of them. So I just hope, because she does have such a voice in our community, like, again, such a beautiful, passionate, voice that when she says things, we have conversations about it. Same thing with DL, as he's been instrumental in talking about, fighting for our rights and so forth. So we got two very instrumental people. Yeah. Old as fuck, being extra. Both of them being extra. They both taking it to Instagram. But
listen, there's a lesson in that.
What's that?
Neither money nor age nor societal status determines maturity.
Right.
Oh my God.
Point blank period. So there's a lesson in that.
Absolutely. So there's that. The other thing, shout out to Sha'Carri Richardson. We were just talking about that before you came in here. So
what are we talking about, Sha'Carri?
Baby girl, can you just run, please? So she's mad at the U.S. track and field for using her image as clickbait. So on one hand, again, I agree with you. Black is beautiful, but we extra. Like, I just need her to focus on the training because we're rooting for you. We're all rooting for you. Like,
we want to see you kick some ass. We were disappointed.
Yeah.
Now, I am of the school of thought. I think you should be able to talk about whatever you want to talk about regardless. However, I do not feel like it is wise or beneficial to a person to talk so much shit and to be in the headlines, if you will, for various reasons when you are not backing up the shit that you talk. Like at some point, for a little while, somebody should be in your ear telling you to sit down and shut the fuck up until the smoke clears and until you can at least do what it is that we were initially talking about you for, which is to,
because you run your ass off. Right. You run your ass off, and of course you have a great story. So we just want to see more of that. So again, keep in mind, your black is always going to be beautiful. We're going to always be extra, but do the right thing. Just keep it moving, keep it pushing.
Take a page out of the book of Beyonce. She has always been fucking brilliant, genius, a pro at, for the most part, controlling her own narrative. You could always tell when it was something that she said or put out, whether it be via music or, press or whatever, that she decided to talk about, which is extremely fucking rare. And what it is that, okay, well, you doing all this talking and all this hearsay and all this other shit that's going on, but I don't say nothing, and eventually, because of how things work in this society so fucking quick, it just goes away. Take a page out of the book. Sit down and shut the fuck up for a minute, until you can, show and prove. Yeah.
Well, we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to do one current event, and then we're going to get into why y'all here, which is the sex positions. So this current, the reason why I want to do this particular current event, because it's going to tie into what we're going to do. This young lady was awarded.
Oh my goodness.
This young lady was awarded $5.2 million.
For what? I'll say.
After she contracted an STD in the car. And Geico is now ordered to pay this Missouri woman.
Now, mind you, it ain't like she put her naked,
she got HPV.
On a seat that had, like some type of...
She got it from him.
She was having sex in the car.
So...
What?
Yeah. I too was flabbergasted.
So again, this was a story in Missouri. She was having sex, and she said that her partner, of course, did not disclose that he had HPV. I don't think it really gets into whether he knew he had HPV. Right. But she got it, and
she sued the...
So I wonder what position she was in.
That was insuring the vehicle.
Oh, because it happened in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, that is brilliant. Shout out to
shout out to the motherfucking lawyer.
The attorney was like, how do you even find that loophole?
Like, they had to have been a good motherfucking ass attorney.
Say, bro, I understand you gave me the disease, but it ain't about you. This is bigger than you know, bro.
but here's the thing, like I know insurance companies about to rewrite the books at this point.
Yeah, they finna put some plugs in whatever hole that lawyer got through.
Listen, typically your liability, like some of the largest liability that you're gonna have is maybe $1 million on a car.
Mm-hmm. On a car.
You might get 500,000, but you're getting 500,000 because you got kids and Land Rovers and
some shit happens.
Yeah, like, but 5.2
settlement. You don't see settlements that big unless like people lose their lives or limbs and shit like that.
Injury settlements.
Bro, he gonna be with Fred Lawyer for about the next 5 years. He ain't gonna be able to find no other insurance company.
Damn, that's a loophole.
Like, I just want to know what was the law.
We have to find out at some point.
Like,
somebody
she white? What's her nationality?
It didn't disclose who she was.
I feel like there's some privilege tied in there.
But here's the thing.
Nice little bow.
But it could also be black people, because black people will sue your ass. We always trying to sue.
Well, we normally back out when the retainer comes around. So it's like, if it ain't that serious, we tap out when the retainer come around.
But again, this is a lawyer saying, you know what?
Yeah.
I've been waiting on this case.
You did what?
I can't imagine.
I've been in law school.
That loophole.
But you probably were in law school, found this loophole, and you just been waiting on somebody to come to you for this.
We have to learn more. Somebody
because
do
now
that research.
I'm interested on whether she was intending to sue him first and then found out, hey, you can sue him or like, how did you even have the inclination to go to a lawyer?
Okay, here's the thing. It had to have been because I don't work directly with lawyers, but I build websites for lawyers. So I believe it may have been like a premise liability type of.
It most certainly was a liability situation, but
like premise, like it happened in this car.
Yeah.
So therefore,
but 5.2 million for HPV, like
that's a lot.
We're gonna have to tag Goody. Please, go into the comments.
It's a pretty, prevalent disease.
So I mean, if your life is forever changed, I totally, get your paper, boo boo. I can't be mad.
Yeah.
But I hope that you're healthy, and I hope that he got his shots or pills or whatever.
Way to play the system. I'm impressed. I am. At first, I was confused.
Thoroughly.
But I'm impressed now.
When I looked at it, I was like, nigga, what?
Yeah.
Either way, so since we talking about sexual positions, keep in mind, be careful in the car. Sex. All of us like having sex in the car. So if you ain't already married,
Caution, are you beyond the sex in the car?
It just started getting to be too small. Like everything was so confined. Like elbows and knees hurting. Like I'm bumping up against the.
You're just getting old, bro. Like
this was before. Listen, that car sex right now. Fuck no. Am I sleeping in this car? I'm not gonna be able to move. No, this is younger me. I'm not. Hell nah. I gotta be at home. I'm against having sex anywhere else but home fun. Right now.
I think car sex is fun, especially when you're small.
There you go. Well, again, I am sizey for those who can't see me. So I got some restrictions.
I'm in this bitch like, don't you even worry about it. I can slide right on back.
Super fun.
I need some with 3 rows, okay?
But
let the back 2 down.
But fuck it. It's y'all know what time it is. It's sexual positions time. We gonna tell you what to try, and because of this pride, I got to do some shit.
I haven't seen it yet.
For lesbians. So we gonna do the classic scissoring. Scissoring. So I guess you straight people can do it, but then y'all just rubbing shit and shit getting hard.
This is 2 women.
So 2 women, if you don't know what scissoring is, we're going to show it to you, of course. But, just take 2 scissors, boom, boom, boom. Make sure, now here's the thing about scissoring, for those who have not mastered it. Bitch, you got to make sure you're on their shit and your shit to make it work.
Otherwise, it's a lot of friction.
And it's hot, bro. And it's hot. And then all of a sudden, now I'm trying to figure out how I got cum stains on my thigh. But that's another thing. So, get this off of me. So again, scissoring. That's y'all said.
If you're not clitorally stimulated, even though most of us are to a degree, but if that doesn't all the way do it for you, just please the person who is. literally.
No, don't listen to her. Scissoring is supposed to be two people.
I was going to say, how long do you go without getting reciprocated energy there?
Listen, I'm not saying that it's not going to be pleasurable for both of you, but like for instance, like I've never been able to. You had a whole nother issue that you were dealing with. No. Some women, that are very much clitorally stimulated, which a lot of lesbians motherfucking are. Some of them, that don't need the penetration and shit and don't like it, but still like to be stimulated. You can just do this to that motherfucking clit, and they, you know what I'm saying? So scissoring is good for them. And then other women need more than just rubbing motherfucking clits.
Did we just talk about? Okay, let me tell you something about scissoring, though, okay? Just make sure the bed is cool, and also be careful.
It must really get hot, because that is the main thing you've said about it over and over again.
Here's another thing. If she's a squirter, be careful. She's going to piss on you.
That's not pee. We've had this conversation.
We're going to keep having this conversation, but we can keep having the conversation, but if you leave squirting secretions on the bed and you guys fall asleep the next morning, sometimes it smells like a toddler's been sleeping with us.
That might have been some pee mixed in there. Yeah. I ain't saying pee can't get mixed up in there sometimes.
She let it all go.
So, since we are talking about lesbians, just be careful. Y'all can try dental dams. I'm going to be real honest with y'all as the resident lesbian. I've never in my life used a dental dam.
What the fuck is a dental dam?
So
it's like plastic.
It's like a plastic condom for
the mouth.
But the best way to do it is like saran wrap. That was the OG way of doing things back in the day.
So what do you do?
So you put the saran wrap on. You lay it down like a napkin and eat it through the napkin.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's how you do dental dam.
It's like a jail visit. It's just all through
Again, I ain't never done it, so I thank God for keeping me at this point, because whatever it was, I probably ate it. So no, but you can use dental dam, but just imagine the friction that y'all doing. Something's gonna slip out. But have fun. Y'all said that I don't give y'all normal shit, so I gave y'all something that you could do.
I learned something. That was informative for me.
Yeah,
I thank you. Round of applause for that one.
We're gonna do.
Oh, this looks fun.
All right, so this is called Defying Gravity, and of course I
can't wait till Kasha gets this one.
Okay,
in the inbox.
Oh my God.
So Defying Gravity, and I'm gonna text it to Kasha, and that way I don't have to get up.
This is fun.
But I'm gonna tell you about Defying Gravity that's fucking with me. She's on a headstand.
This ain't gotta be a
I just sent it to the group. Like she's on a fucking headstand, bro. And your ass again is handstand. I'm sorry.
Head is different.
Whatever. She's on a handstand, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Who got that type of arm strength to be able to withstand?
It's not that difficult. It's not.
So you gotta again.
Oh gosh, it's not that difficult to do a handstand.
A handstand while you getting your ass ate.
No, that sounds like fun.
Oh my God.
Your concentration level is on 1,000.
Yeah, because I can tell you right now, if I'm in the opposite position where I'm in the handstand, I can tell you right now, I'm probably going to sprain my wrist.
If the legs were over the shoulder, or if the arms are holding the legs up while they're laying that way, then that's understandable.
Right,
but
it's not here.
But she's kind of holding her up a little bit.
No, she's not. She's like grabbing her by her ass, like
it's fine. But the whole bottom half of the body is actually sitting on the face. It's fine.
So again, it's still a safety situation, because now your whole fucking ass and pussy is in my face. So there's a lot of weight on a lot of women that I date right in this area. So I can just imagine me just sitting here, because I'm small, but I'm strong. I'm small, but I'm strong. And I got you right here, got my arms right here. And the moment you get too excited when I do one of these, all of a sudden your weight relaxes. Now what happened? Now we gonna fail.
You should have had your back together.
I got a bad back. I can take. Fun fact about Sace, I got a bad back, and I can confidently say that I will not fuck up your nut because of my back. So I have fucked through many a backstab. So just to give y'all something for the men, we're not going to forget about the men. We're going to do the honeymoon in Massachusetts, but I think anybody can do.
Oh yeah, that's
the honeymoon in Massachusetts is very simple. You're on a fucking chair, and somebody's standing behind you, and you're doing what you do. So
yeah, I do feel like that could be taxing on the knees.
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah, just the position could be taxing on these, but if he's holding, then you're good.
But again, this can be
you gotta be holding and holding.
This can be for straight people or gay people.
That chair ain't standing up there. That's a strong ass chair.
Yeah, it should probably be against the wall, maybe.
No, that's no fun.
That hell no. Just sit on the fucking chair. Why are we trying to do acrobatics? Sit your ass down on the chair.
Again, no. See, this is the problem. You got to do acrobatics.
Gotta do acrobatics.
You get a bar stool or something.
So at the end of the day, people,
I ain't getting that low.
This is what.
I'm sorry. Certain shit ain't worth it. Like, you gonna fuck up my whole concentration trying to stay steady down here, trying to hold you and do. Nah, hell no.
Caution don't never want to participate in none of the shit that I bring to the table, and I'm confused about it.
This shit gonna be the greatest show of all time. I'm gonna be down like a ringing brother.
But this freak over here is just waiting for the young willing participant, because some of this gonna be with one of them cougar boys or something.
Cause she done listen, spell some shit or say some shit wrong, but he can bring the PlayStation over.
But he laying down that pipe. He had on the hoochie daddy shorts. That's what it was.
Bring the PlayStation over.
I can see the print, and he putting it down. It's okay if he can't spell all
right. Bring your PlayStation over, baby.
I hate all of you. Either way. Listen, please do not bring your PlayStation to her house, because she has a daughter that right now, I don't know how the summer's going to go. Shout out to Pooh, just graduated. Hey. Shout out to all the children that
about
have
to be an empty nester. It's going down.
She probably going to have poles up. And
I definitely am going to look into
empty nesting? What you do first?
What do you do first?
Yeah, tell us about it.
I don't know. I think you just... I would say like walk around the house naked, but
But you said in another show that y'all already do that.
Yeah, we already do that. Yeah. That's nothing new. I would say to
get fucked on the kitchen counter.
That sounds fun. Or on the table.
Yeah,
that sounds doable.
Just make sure you sanitize it.
Yeah. Afterwards. Mm-hmm. But just I don't know, just something fun. Just have somebody over randomly at like in the middle of the day or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit that you can't normally do when you're child is at home.
Mm-hmm. When do you think that's cool to,
What?
Since she's going to be out now, but when were you introducing her to anybody in your life? Was there a time frame or just a vibe?
Yeah, it was more of a vibe. You know, I mean, not that I very few people has she met, I would always tell her. Yeah. Just because it's only she and I. So I'd always tell her and maybe show a picture of like, this is who I'm dating or this is who I'm going out with, just for safety purposes. Right. So I did that. But as far as introduction, she only met probably a few people over the last 6 years that I've dated. Okay. And it really was like not necessarily a time thing, but yes, a vibe thing. Like, oh, this is something that could possibly be serious type of thing. Okay. Because some people I knew I was just fucking. And then other people I'm like,
which they don't need to meet your kids or your family friends.
Yeah, no. Right. Like, I'm not going to do that. Okay. It's too much. But, I think
it's part of it. Do you think that you're also going to be sad a little bit? Because it has been YouTube for so long.
Sure.
I tried, Pooh. I tried. Yeah.
Like, no. Here's the thing.
I don't know what it is about black mamas. They be like, bye. Make sure you call me, but bye.
Because the thing is that she is very much my child, right? Yeah. So she's ready, just like I was at her age, to just explore and have like a sense of being grown, even though I told her 18 isn't grown, paying bills is grown. Okay? Yeah. But she'll have at least a sense of it by going off to college and doing all that and making your own decisions and not having to check in with a person and all that. So she's going to experience those things, which I was ready to experience at that age as well. And because she's ready to experience that, like right now, we're in this middle stage where I'm like, she's like, I'm not in school anymore. And I'm like, you still can't come in my house after 12 because I have to get up and go to work in the morning. Like, you can't pop in my house at 2, 3 in the morning during the week when I have to get up. People who pay bills in a situation have different rights.
We just talked about that earlier.
Point blank, period. Like, you're still living in a house that you don't pay no bills at, so you can't come and go as you please and do what you want to do. Point blank, period.
The irony of leaving your mom's house to get all of the freedom in the world just to end up in a relationship later on in life to have those freedoms adjusted. This is the circle of life.
Harsh reality of adulthood.
It is what it is.
But a lot of people are they don't think of it as giving up a freedom. They think of it as cohabitating with the person who, they want to have a mutual respect with.
Yeah, because I'm still looking for whoever my Tim is, who's also going to take out the trash because I'm a lady too. So if you out there, let me know. Like, let me know. But for real, open my doors too, and we might be able to try to define gravity. Okay. Either way, y'all already know what it is. It's the Vodka and the Cognac show,
I'm
baby.
your girl, Mocha Soulfly. Make sure you follow me, MOKAHSOULFLY.
Yeah. And we got our
follow
brother.
Big Daddy. Where can we follow you, Big Daddy?
Well, you could follow me to the house. It is Pride, and I feel like you should eat a local lesbian.
Support.
Like, if you want to support me, like, don't buy a shirt at Target. Right. You could just give me head. And shout out that support before I tell y'all where to follow me. Number one, I got on Stuzo clothing, so that's the box eater here because I do enjoy clean, freshly shaven boxes, and I am gay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm just gay all the time. I'm les gay.
I'm gay every now and again.
Yeah, I'm gay. I'm gay all the time. And for the right feminine woman, I'll let you slut me out if you don't tell my homeboys about it. Anyway, follow me, yo Big Daddy, at TheAlsace. I don't know why we spelling it anymore because it'd be right there.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Right
so
also, all over media. Shout out to Caution. That is the other voice you always hear on our show.
He learned about scissoring today.
I did. This is interesting.
And follow us at Vodka and Cognac. It's exactly as it sounds and exactly as laid out on this screen right here.
Yeah, and we are drinking the daiquiris. It's not too strong for me. I just didn't want to be lit like my co-host is today.
It's so good.
Yeah.
This is our second time tapping out on the daiquiri on camera.
I didn't tap out. I'm being responsible, so I won't be slurring and mispronouncing words, and then you being petty and correcting me.
I may have paused a couple of times to gather myself, but whatever.
Yeah.
So it's right next door. Shout out to Smalls Art Studio, Barber and Art Studio. I think they are still bringing on new barbers and stylists and braiders and beauticians. Makeup artists. Make sure this place is amazing. Yeah. It's just a really great environment. So if you are one of those types of people and you're looking for a spot to rent out or what have you, shout out to Smalls. And what else? What am I missing?
Other than that, again, this is what you do. If you want to support gay people, Cash App them. Zella. Give them good head. Good head. Okay? I don't want to have to sit here for 17 minutes because you can't find the clitoris, okay? Focus. Stop buying shit. Don't you buy no fucking rainbow socks trying to support me. Buy an album or eat my pussy. Have a good day. Happy Pride.
Peace.